Welcome to the 2020 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Yeast Experiment. Brought to you by our proud sponsors. Woody's Homebrew Store. Use code BREWTUBERS for 10% off your entire order and get free shipping on any order over $58. Go to www.woodyshomebrew.com. Imperial Yeast, a half stainless steel mash panel sponsor of the Brewtubers Online Brewers Club and official yeast provider of the Yeast Experiment. Imperial Yeast offers brewers of all sizes access to world-class yeast and the best possible customer and technical support. Be sure to grab a pack or two now at your local homebrew shop or Woody's Homebrew. And lastly, Hopsteiner, the official hops provider of the 2020 Yeast Experiment. Get brewing.
All right, guys, I got another four coming at you. So the first one you'll see is the A15 Independence, which I really like that beer. Bootleg Biology, the BRULOPHY blend, will be after that one. Imperial A20 Citrus will be after that one. Then we've got Hokie Homebrew with the YEAST 1450, Denny's favorite. One thing you guys should keep in mind, my beer, the 644, the Imperial A20 Citrus, and later on you'll see Matt's Wreck Breweries, his beer. That yeast strain is all supposedly the same strain, different yeast propagators. So mine's YEAST, Andrew's, which is the Imperial A20, is Imperial, obviously. Then I think Matt is using Omega Yeast Labs, maybe. They're all the same, air quotes. And another thing, the last video of this particular segment is YEAST 1450. Now, Hokie Homebrew and Main Brew Guy Gary, actually Main Brew Guy brewed a 10-gallon batch. Hokie came down, helped out, did whatever they were doing that day on Gary's system. He sent Hokie Homebrew home with half the batch. So he pitched that yeast, did a dry hop, all that stuff. So they're the same beer. So keep in mind later on when you see my review of Gary's beer, it's the same beer, and it truly is the difference in the yeast. So, all right, guys, I'll let you guys get to that one. I've got, I say 6 more beers left, so I'm going to try to maybe keep it short and do one more video. But anyway, this is video 2 of the series. Cheers. All right, guys, it's Wally again. Time for another yeast experiment review. As you guys look at my bald ass head. All right, so got to make room here. So right now we're gonna have a can. This is a canned beer. It's a pound beer, right? So this one started at 1064, ended at 1013, and puts it just under 7%. Brewed on 2.8, dry hop 220, keg 221, and canned 227. So let's see, Imperial A15 Independence. A15 Independence. And let's see, it fermented at 68 for 7 days, 7 degrees for 2 days, and 39 for 4 days. So that's got a funny, I haven't seen the can with that type of opening. It's like a can you could drink out of. Duh. It's the can like the white mouth, so instead of putting it into a glass, you can get all the aromas and all that stuff. So we're gonna peel it off. Peel it. When you're old like me, you remember the old pull tops on soda cans. So yeah, now you got a big ass opening. I haven't seen an opening this big since I seen That's a your mom joke, but go ahead and dump it. All right, so here we go. Nice head. Let me turn the urban artifact away. So color, similar to everyone else's. Let's see here. So we'll get into the aroma, the flavor, and I'll write some notes. We'll talk, and then I'll say goodbye. Then I'll see you next time. Then I'll do it all again. Let's see. Okay. I do not know. Never used A15. I don't know anything about it. So I'm going in there blind. So Centennial. Getting Centennial. Maybe some more Simcoe. It's piney, kind of dank and resinous, but it's also got this like grapefruity kind of, yeah. I definitely think it's I'm thinking it's Centennial. It's just coming through in all these beers so far. Definitely got more pine in it this time. So definitely smells all West Coast. Smells West Coast IPA. Big times. It's just smells clean. Smells good. It smells very similar to the USO5, the 1056, the flagship. I think is what Mike used. Body in this one. Oh man, it tastes like it's got a decent mouthfeel to it. Which they should all have a similar mouthfeel. Hence the experiment. We'll see what yeast does to it. So this one has a bigger mouthfeel. This tastes like a bigger beer than 6.69%. Flavor on it. I'm getting some like spicy kind of rye kind of spice. And I don't know what that's from. Maybe it's my palate. Maybe that's my just not the best way to describe that flavor I'm getting from it. It's definitely a malt-driven taste, I think. Well, it's present in all the beers. Some more, some less. The bitterness is not quite there. It's got a mild bitterness to it. The hops on this one are good. It's a really good beer, really well done beer, but the hops are kind of really one note on this one. I'm not getting any of the Citra on this. Maybe I say that, then I'm getting Citra in the back end. That kind of real bright, kind of crisp, citrusy kind of flavor. But it's got this bottom tone to it, where it's got this really deep, almost like caramelized kind of orange to it, and When I say that, I'm thinking of marmalade, and it's repetitive in all my reviews. It's like this deep flavor. It's not this like super like a cutie kind of orangey kind of, navel orangey. It's really it's more like blood orange maybe, but it's not quite. It's not a bitter orange. It's a deep flavor of orange. It's something I'm having trouble, but it's in all the beers. Excuse me. It's very good. It's one of those things where you're really pulling hairs and trying to figure out taste profiles and how this yeast plays with the different ingredients, because they're all using the same ingredients. This beer is, if someone would have sat down and said, pick this beer, which is my beer, and take this beer and taste them, you tell me it's got the same grain bill, same hops, and tell me it's the same water, basically. Tell me it's not. I would probably argue with it and say, nah, there's no way. Completely different beer. It's a very clean, it's kind of a borderline neutral kind of yeast, but it takes it to the kind of the malty side of neutral. I think it's a great yeast for IPA. It's a great yeast for the ABV that it's in. Maybe I think probably all these beers would benefit from a larger dry hop or from larger whirlpool. My opinion, take it or leave it. But I think with this beer, with this yeast, that would help it tremendously. It's a great beer, absolutely great beer. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today on the Imperial A15. So that's it, guys. Let's see you next review. Cheers. Hey guys, it's Wally coming back, and I got another beer review. Different day, same shirt, comfy clothes. Don't judge me. So today, beer review is brought to you by Woodshed Brewing Company. We've got another can. We got a pounder. So let's see. Dennis Pine. Okay, so this dude was brewed on 2-1, kegged 214, canned at 223. OG 1062, finished at 1.015, so it's about 6.5%. And the yeast is the Bootleg Biology BRULOPHY blend. It was fermented at 64 degrees for 7 days before crashing. So here we go. Let me get this, get my writing stick in here, and we'll get to do the Bootleg BRULOPHY. Blend. All right. So, boom. Nice little hiss. There's some bubbles forming. Looks like I thought it was going to come out of the can at me. Did not. So we'll pour. Nice, pretty color. Nice looking beer. About the same color as everyone else's. So that. Everybody's drinking a 12-pack of the same beer, different yeast. So we'll go through this one. I'm trying to keep it short. I'm going to try to do 5 minutes, 8-9 minutes max maybe. I don't want to go over 5 minutes too much. So let's get on to the smell. This one, I'm going to make you drink through the head a little bit. Let's see. What am I getting on the nose? This one, the nose is pretty faint. I'm getting some faint, like citrus, grapefruity kind of beer. Then again, I'm still thinking it's the Centennial. I think the Centennial is just really stealing the aroma in all these beers. Let's see here. Faint grape. Fruit, citrus. Yeah, it's a little bit more nose now. The head's gone. It's got like this. It's got this almost like sweet cherry nose to it. But still, I think it's the Centennial's just taking it, the whole entire aroma. It's being a bully, and bully's never okay. So let's taste it, right? I already have, and let's talk about the taste. Body is thinner on this beer. It's not watery thin. It's just on the thin side. Flavor. It's got like a bubblegum flavor. It's got this kind of an earthy. Doesn't have the like rye kind of spice that I've had in the other beers. It's got kind of a bitter orange. Kind of got a bitter orange to it. Carbonation's on the tongue, bouncing off the tongue, so that's good. Not overly carved, but yeah, it's really good. Thinking it leans. This particular yeast is more leaning towards the US-05, the 1056. I think more than anything, there's some yeast-driven flavors to this, but it's nothing like some of the other yeast. It's a very, very neutral yeast, not as neutral as US-05. All right, guys, that's it. 6 minutes. I'm out. Cheers. Until the next one. Hey, guys. It's Wally. Some pumps running in the background. It's raining like a mother today and yesterday. Here for another yeast experiment review. So today's yeast experiment is brought to you by, you guys probably can't read that, by Andrew Roan. Now this is see, he used Imperial A20 citrus. Alright, so original gravity 1.066, final gravity 1.015, 6.9%, brewed 219, kegged 226, bottled 228. So I think he and I share a similar kegging date. Well, no, maybe not. I think I'm a couple days ahead of him, but he and I both were running on the latter end of everything. All right, here we go. Let's get a hiss. And we'll pour it. Nice hiss. A little bit of smoke. Let's see what's shaking. See how that grabs you. stuff in the bottom, but I didn't pour it out. So his colors are very similar. His may be a little bit lighter than the other ones. I don't know if you guys can tell, just looking at the screen. But anyway, it's a little bit lighter. But shake it up, get everything out of the bottom of that. So let's get an aroma on this one. Ooh, juicy. Ripe orange. Just like if you went to the store and grabbed like a navel and opened it up, it's got that kind of orangey nose to it. It's very juicy. Maybe a smidge of peach. Just a little hint of peach, maybe. It's odd. A little bit of vanilla. A little bit of vanilla in the taste. It's got that milkshake IPA kind of milkshake. You know, I'm talking about the vanilla with a little bit of sweetness. It's just a little bit of sweetness in there. Then it does dry out. It's not sweet. It's 10-15 at the terminal, so it's fine as far as fermentation. But it's not. There's a very slight bittering with this one. Probably the least bitter of the beers I've had thus far. Yeast and water profile. That has a lot to do with perceived bitterness, mouthfeel, you know, all that stuff. It's all tied together. But yeah, this vanilla thing is interesting. I like it. I'm not a milkshake guy. I'm not a hazy guy. I like hazy IPAs. I like milkshake IPAs. If I had to choose West Coast or hazy, I would probably go West Coast. But my preference. But this is very good. Yeah, there's something in the background. I almost want to say cherry, maybe. Almost like a candy kind of cherry for me. No, it's good. I like it. It mutes all the hops. This thing is yeast driven. Some of the other beers with yeast kind of tend towards neutral. I'm getting just a ton of Centennial hops coming out. This one, it's all just juice bomb. I can't really put my finger on any particular hop. I would say, cheater hop. I would say citrus, but based on everything else, I would say yeast-driven flavor. Yeah, yeast-driven flavor, yeast-driven nose, the aroma, everything is and it's not a bad thing. It's a really great beer so far. This is probably one of my more favorite beers. I'm not huge on a vanilla flavor in beers, but I like big West Coast beers. Super dry, bitter, by one juicy AF. Right, that's my power alley. That's what I like. That's what I want to brew. But yeah, this is good. I like it. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna write down some more notes, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hey guys, it's Wally again. Okay. So I'm going to do another yeast experiment review. And this time it's from the one and only Hokie Homebrew. All right. And he used YEAST 1450, Denny's favorite 50. If you guys don't know who Hokie Homebrew is, you guys need to get on the YouTubes more and get a little deeper. Peel back that onion a few layers and find out this guy. He's been around since the Homebrew Jesus was just a little bitty baby. Been around for quite a while. I actually watched some of his videos when I was transitioning from extract and all grain. So, and I've been doing this now for just over 10 years. Pretty old. All right, guys. So we're going to crack this one and do the aroma, flavor, and see what happens, right? That bottle is filled to the rim with brim. So a little bit of hiss, a little bit of smoke. Now this beer, unless I'm wrong, was actually brewed by main brew guy Gary. And what had happened was he brewed a 10-gallon batch. Hokie took 5 with him. Gary kept the other 5. They used and just basically split the yeast, right? I mean, they used different yeast, so they split the batch, used different yeast. So I haven't tried Gary's beer yet. So let's go from there. A little bit of stuff on the bottom of the bottle. So color, pretty much spot on everybody else's. Not much of a head there. I didn't pour super aggressively, but not much of a head. Carbonation is streaming a little bit, so it is carbonated. There's a nice little bit of head kind of sticking around, not going anywhere. So let's get the aroma done on this run. Okay, it's got some tobacco. More dark like marmalade, orange marmalade. Writing. All right. Smells. There's like a kind of a, like when you grab you open up the bag of hops and you smell the bag, or when it's in the cup or in your hand and you smell it, you kind of get that hop smell out of it. To me, it kind of smells like if you guys have ever smelled like Falconer's Flight right out of a bag, that's sort of what I'm getting out of it. Because Falconer's Flight is a combination of all the sea hops basically put into a bag. But yeah, it smells good. It smells great. I like it. Dig it. Let's see. Yeah, the flavor kind of carries through. It's a little bit of bitterness there. Dark fruit. Maybe a little bit of dark fruit there. The smell on this, though, I really like the smell on this. It just yells West Coast IPA for me. Both that and the taste. It's like Dr. Dre yelling West Coast. Dumb joke, right? There's some complexity there. Mouth feels nice. It's not thin. It's not. I've had had better, but it's nowhere near thin at all. It's like it's a good solid medium mouthfeel on this beer. There's no really information on this beer as far as beginning gravity, final gravity, but yeah, it's crushable. It's really good. This beer yeast is more towards neutral to me. OST Coast. I really should be talking instead of writing. Yeah, it's just this beer. If it was a few more bittering hops, and I would just love this beer. A few more IBU on the bittering, or well, we adjust the water profile is quite a bit neutral. It's not so much West Coast. Maybe just a water profile, or just add more IBUs to the recipe. Must be right down my alley. Exactly what I like. The bitterness is hanging with you. It's not aggressively bitter, but it's hanging there in the back of your tongue. It's very good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, guys, that's it for me. Cheers.